All right, now we have audio. Okay, and take 3. God, that's terrible. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Monday's edition of Reptile News. Now, if you wonder why I'm sweating a little bit, it's getting hot in here because of these bright halogen lights I have. This is the 3rd time I've recorded this video. Something went wrong the first 2 times. I think that's a first time in history. And as a side note, if you're wondering about this, I had an unfortunate incident with a table saw this week, and so yeah, don't ask. Let's just forget about it. And I want to mention right at the beginning of this video that if you have any news stories that you want to see me covered here at Reptile411 on Twitter, send me those news stories and we'll see if we can't get them in front of a camera. And side note, ×2, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, that link's right down in the description, so I really appreciate it. And we're going to start off today in Florida, where I saw a news story on the listings, you know, and it was about this massive rattlesnake on a golf course, and I almost passed it up because I figured it's just going to be another one of these trick photography things. We've all seen them before, but curiosity got the best of me, and I went and I looked at it, and after analyzing the footage and the pictures and everything, this was an impressive rattlesnake. It was a pretty big one. Really no news here, except the golf course says that while they commonly see rattlesnakes, this is by far the biggest one that they've ever seen. There was no measurement taken, and as far as I can tell by this story, the rattlesnake was left to its elements and went on its way to live a happy, long life, hopefully. And now we're going to move on to Australia, to a kind of scary and interesting at the same time story that is kind of closely related to some stuff that I've had an issue with in the past, and we'll get to that in a moment. But to start off, a 2-year-old child was attacked by a wild scrub python playing on the patio of his home. The python is said to have grabbed a hold of his arm and wrapped around it or him. It's hard to say because this story kind of says both 3 times. Now, fortunately, after a visit to the hospital to be treated for bruising and bite marks, the child is okay. Unfortunately, the snake was killed by the grandfather using a kitchen knife. Now, how does that relate to issues that I've had in the past? We've all seen pictures on the internet of small children being photographed with these large snakes. Now, this snake was 4.2 meters long, which translates to just below 14 feet long. Well big enough to kill a person, especially a young child like that. And I've often criticized people that post pictures on the internet of infants laying on top of large coiled pythons, and I understand that, you know, it's kind of apples and oranges. I get that. I understand that at one side you have a child in Australia playing on a patio being attacked by a wild snake, and on the other side you have a child in a somewhat controlled environment, although I question that particular control, with people around, and I get that there's people behind the cameras, and in even some cases from some people that post these pictures that I've spoken to who claim to have paramedics on scene. But my question to you is, do you have a knife on scene if you need it? I'd hate to make a joke about something like that, but that's what it took to save this child's life in this case. So like I said, this is the 3rd time that I've tried to record this video. I'm well confident that the issues that I've had with the first 2 recordings have been fixed. One of them was new batteries in the microphone. Oh boy, nothing is worse than finishing a video to find out that your microphone batteries were so dead that it left a scratchy, staticky sound over your voice. And yeah, so real short news day today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And that, my friends, has been all your news for this Monday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White, and now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other, and we'll see you on Wednesday.